White Belt 185-pound tournament. Each fight will consist of one 6-minute round with a possible overtime. Fighting out of the blue corner, representing 4 Seasons Martial Arts and Lexington, Kentucky, Fidel Hernandez! And his opponent out of the red corner, representing Team Transition and Stanford, Kentucky, Brian Hooper!
Underway with our first grappling match of the evening. This will be a 6-minute match. This is the opening round. Hooper sits at the good left. The other thing that's interesting here is sometimes this position will get a little bit dynamic whenever we got the cage in play. If he can drive Hooper up to the cage, but he seems content right now to hand fight and maybe start trying to a wedge pass. He's broken his posture back down.
Yeah, something interesting you'll see with early grapplers, especially this white belt tournament, is having trouble distributing their weight, keeping their base nice and solid. So it's another good position for Fidel now. No limb isolation right now.
We saw Hooper have a look at an arm drag there a bit ago, but he was Fidel was able to bring his elbow back across, get himself out of danger there.
Good wrist control. And hurt an elbow there.
It happens from time to time.
So this body triangle from close guard here. It's tough to break open with that hand.
The body triangle generally a little bit more of like a controlling position. Not many actual attacks you can launch from there until you open the guard, but sometimes you can use it to get upper body controls.
You see more effectiveness from the back controls. The smaller guys, they can usually wrap them up pretty easily.
Exactly. We see a 2-on-1 control here from Hooper. It looked like he might be trying to set up an armbar on that right arm of Fidel, but Fidel's bringing that left arm dangerously across the body. You'd like to see Hooper maybe start trying to use some controls to see if he can trap that, maybe take the back or give trap or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned the only thing he's missing is that escape. Keep it locked on the side.
Exactly. Oh, look, maybe an arm triangle there for a second, but he settles for just a collar tie. Now we see top player forcing chest-to-chest connection. It's normally not something you want to do until you're starting to pass the guard, kind of, but I think he's maybe felt the attacks with Hooper and he feels comfortable there trying to use some pressure, maybe set up, play a bit of a toesy pass or soft hollow type pass.
Yeah, with more experience, grapplers, it's definitely a dangerous endeavor. Putting his arms in a position he's getting away with it. Giving himself access to the hips now.
Now we see potentially a Kimura. Yep, okay. So we see Hooper working a Kimura from close guard there. That looks like it's getting close.
That wrist on the back. Potentially using the sweep here on top.
He's got a good angle there. Doesn't necessarily have the grip perfect. He's got the hand behind the back.
Yeah,
able to use the sweep.
Now see if he can stay on scat with the area.
I've got all the. Looks like he's advancing that favor now. 2.5 minutes remaining.
Colin, what do you usually do for this position?
Well, especially if I don't have an underhook, right, that wrist control that he's playing on the far side of can be an entrance either into getting an underhook or into maybe something like a stockade or a mounted triangle. That's usually the sequence that I'm trying to set up from that particular position.
Absolutely.
always greatly prefer though to have an underhook for mount.
Yeah, those cross grips on the wrist, pushing really requires that bottom grappler to bring it out of the arm and play there.
Exactly, which exposes the underhook and the gift wrap and all the good things on that other arm.
I think you're even seeing a lot of mount being abandoned these days at the higher levels in favor of more of a shin mount.
Yeah.
So people can't enter the legs, but not something these guys have to worry about in white belts. So.
Yeah, and I think you're forced to either play mount with an underhook or not play mount if you're in this modern era of leg locks. Guys are good at getting a single leg X and cross ashi from that bottom position.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, this being obviously no gis involved here, you're seeing a lot of limited submissions to more of the basics. People would call them basics, but basics seem easy, but they're simple. They're not necessarily easy. So it requires a lot more control, a lot of pinning, a lot of 2-on-1 controls, a lot of getting up underneath the elbows, getting those limbs exposed away from the body.
And that's exactly. That's the kind of game Hodge Gracie's been talking about. We see Fidel is able to sit up and get a reversal there, but he's got less than a minute to work.
45 seconds. Don't let it cross that leg.
Dynamic reversal. Curious situation having both of those arms looking to be pinned and exposed. He's back to working on top.
Now we see Hooper again going towards that arm. Didn't really necessarily have the greatest of angles for it, but it's a good attempt.
See how confident Fidel is in this guard passing exchange. Stepping in.
We see a little bit of, looks like going towards maybe double outside ashi or read to the inside ashi. Now we're in more of like kind of almost a single leg expert with the foot on the outside.
That shotgun grip.
Now we do have straight ankle locks are legal. And he grabs the second foot, he sets him down. Now he's in double outside ashi. We'll see if he can.
He's got double. You look at that double treble there, controlling both of the legs. Nice sit down sweep.
So we're going to give our grapplers a second here, and then we're going to be moving into EBI overtime. For the fans who aren't familiar, that's a So yeah, EBI overtime, something will look kind of similar to if you're familiar with like extra innings or a shootout in hockey. Both guys are going to get a chance at a dominant position, either on the back or in spider web on the arm. And we'll be timing how long it takes the person to escape the bottom position. And if there's no submissions in 3 back and forth exchanges, then we'll go by who had the fastest escape time.
Looks like he's opting for that back mount control. We'll start with 2 hooks in a seatbelt position. So 1 over hook, 1 under hook. And then again, this is based on escape time here. So obviously, if it ends in a submission,
you see right away he gets to the good side with the body triangle. He's got the he's on the underhook side, but he's got that nice body triangle, which is something you see a lot of guys really seek to attain in EBI overtime.
So it's interesting. We've got Hooper here with 2 overhook controls. Gives him a lot of attacking opportunity, a ton of control opportunity. So what I'd like to see here. Control across the arm.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Put some pressure on the foot. Since he's got the body triangle side down.
Catching a sneaky little ankle up there. He's doing a good job of peeling the elbow up, hiding his chin.
We see Hooper kind of playing more of like a Dan Severn style over the face position here, but
that mandible crush, that Nicky Rod style.
Yeah,
if he can get under the nose, he can finish him.
Yeah. I've gotten a chance, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, to train with Nicky Rod, and I can confirm if he's underneath of your nose, he will break whatever is in between his bicep and his forearm.
Yep. So not much mobility here for Hooper with that body triangle on the bottom side there. Doesn't look too concerned about that ankle.
Yeah, he does have pretty long limbs, so I think there's probably not a lot of tension there. And like a short guy like me, whenever I'm there.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's an escape. It's that no in terms of the sky. This is the spot. About a minute and almost 30 seconds, 1:29:63 on that control. And start in the same position, just reversed rolls here.
And I suspect in these white belt matches, we'll see a lot of the EBI overtime guys electing on the back. I don't think most people are super familiar with the spider web.
Yeah, it's definitely a position that I prefer from a submission standpoint. But as far as control goes, the back is tough to win.
Yeah, and generally when somebody escapes the spider web, I think we're about to see a very quick escape of the left. And we see so Hooper escapes in 8 seconds. So Hooper's up on a big lead here on fastest escape times as we go into the second. And there'll be 3 of these. And I neglected to mention there is a time cap. If we go to 2 minutes, then the timer will stop and they'll just basically, I think that was a rule that got put in from Wagner Hocha being on Craig Jones's back for like 20 minutes. And so they put in a time cap on how long you can be.
Craig will let anybody stay on his back, especially Gabby Garcia.
Exactly. We see Hooper back to that body triangle, but he's starting to lose it. He's again forced to the bad side of the body triangle, or the less optimal side, I guess I should say.
Fidel could use that left leg there and start to pry that hook off, maybe untie that back triangle. But
now he's again kind of looking for a face crush there, but Fidel's got some grit to him. That's one difficult to finish on somebody who's tough and doesn't want to tap. Now he might be a little bit more over the chin and less over the face. We'll see if he's I think if he could lock a proper RNC grip, which he's starting to move towards now, but he lost. Fidel's doing a good job pushing the elbow off the head. Gets in some danger there.
Gets that belly button pointed to the sky, and he's back up on top.
He's able to escape 57 seconds. Good.
Got a significant amount of holding time Fidel's going to do for this next one to make it close. See if he starts in spider web.
He's electing the back again.
Again. And I think to a lot of people unfamiliar with this back mount position, initially it looks like it's just one position that you're trying to fight, but really it's kind of a two-front battle. Legs that has control. Fight up top of the arms. You're trying to miss a lot of those spines there. So Fidel wants to keep his head on the left side of Hooper's head.
And we see Fidel's actually got a decent bite with the choking arm, but he's not able to get the stabilizing arm in place. He might want to. We're seeing a good 2-on-1 there from Hooper.
Oh, he's starting to feed it a little bit deeper.
Yeah, he would probably either change to a gable grip here or try to get that.
It is.
Beautiful work there from Fidel Hernandez, moving his way into the second round of our tournament.
That's where the excitement comes from those EBI overtimes.
Yeah, it's and I like it. I mean,
Ladies and
I think
gentlemen, referees
as a
will
jiu-jitsu
stop
purist,
the fight in the second overtime. For your winner by rear naked choke, Fidel Hernandez.
I think as a jiu-jitsu purist, you always want like the longest time matches because you want
Yeah.
everybody to have time to work. But if we're doing it in a format like this, we don't have 2 hours before a card, right? And also, there's people in the crowd; they don't want to sit and watch 2 people grapple for hours.